got some breaking news to bring you, and it's to do with the Prince of Wales. He has tested positive for coronavirus. We're told that he is displaying only mild symptoms, but otherwise remains in good health. That's according to Clarence House. So Prince Charles has tested positive for coronavirus.
Things are really looking up for them. They've left the hospital. Now they're at home. They're under quarantine. But as they are on the mend, another Hollywood A-lister has revealed he has been diagnosed with coronavirus too. And pop star correspondent...
I'm a super girl from China. I'm a super girl from China. Girl from China. China.
Canadian leader Justin Trudeau will be in isolation after his wife Sophie tested positive for the coronavirus on Thursday. Sophie Gregoire Trudeau recently returned.
Hey, what's up guys? So look, this morning I got some test results back for coronavirus and it came back positive.
Sure, I've never met a man quite like you.
You haven't.
I think that in all these cases, ultimately the people have to decide. About Syria,
I really love playing tournament. You want to fight? This has been a life-changing experience being on this. Game of Thrones has become a big part of it.
I tested positive for COVID-19, the disease caused by the coronavirus.
And Robin, I'm so grateful for your love and support and everybody's at ABC. I am feeling so much better. This virus was something that really knocked me off my feet for a day. But other than that, any of the lingering symptoms, any other time in my life where there was something I would have just tried to push through.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected the entire world, and America is now bracing for the worst. The virus is currently spreading through every state, and no one is safe, including celebrities and politicians. In fact, the list of celebs with coronavirus keeps on growing. On March 16, 2020, actor Idris Elba announced that he'd tested positive for the coronavirus, tweeting, "I feel okay. I have no symptoms so far, but have been isolated since I found out about my possible exposure to the virus. Stay home, people, and be pragmatic. I will keep you updated on how I'm doing. No panic." In the accompanying video message, Elba explained that he self-quarantined and got tested immediately after learning that a person he'd come into contact with had tested positive 3 days prior. Elba then explained why he decided to share his diagnosis with the world.
Transparency is probably the best thing for this right now.
He goes on to say, "If you're feeling ill or feel like you should be tested, or if you've been exposed, then do something about it." Elba ended the video by saying, "Look, we live in a divided world right now. We can all feel it, but now is the time for solidarity. Now's the time for thinking about each other. Stay positive. Don't freak out." On March 19, 2020, Hawaii Five-0 actor Daniel Dae Kim revealed he'd tested positive for the coronavirus in a video posted to Instagram. The 52-year-old actor wrote in the caption, "Looks like I'll be okay, but I wanted to share my journey with you in the hopes that you find it informative or helpful. Hope you all stay safe, calm, and above all, healthy." In the accompanying video, Kim goes on to explain, "For the past several weeks, I was in New York shooting a role on a TV series where, ironically, I play a doctor who gets recruited to a hospital to help patients during a flu pandemic." He goes on to reveal that after he started showing symptoms,
I went to a drive-through testing facility that had just opened here in Honolulu.
3 days later, he received a positive test result. In his message, Kim warns a certain demographic about the seriousness of the virus.
For all those out there, especially teenagers and millennials who think this is not serious, please know that it is.
He goes on to say, "If you treat this without care, you are potentially endangering the lives of millions of people, including your loved ones." On March 20th, 2020, Andy Cohen, the host of Bravo's talk show Watch What Happens Live, announced that he'd tested positive for coronavirus. In a message to his fans posted to Instagram, he said, "As much as I felt like I could push through whatever I was feeling to do Watch What Happens Live from home, we're putting a pin in that for now so I can focus on getting better. I want to thank all the medical professionals who are working tirelessly for all of us and urge everybody to stay home and take care of themselves." Just a few days before his diagnosis, Cohen told Variety that he planned to host the popular talk show from his New York City apartment amid the coronavirus pandemic. He said, "Our show is arguably the most low-tech show in late night in its current form, so the idea of taking it down even further a few notches is just ironic and hilarious. I mean, we're the show that I still can't believe gets a live signal out of a very small clubhouse in Soho, so we will now be from my own clubhouse in the West Village. Hopefully this plan will still come to fruition once Cohen recovers." Colton Underwood, who starred in season 23 of The Bachelor in 2019, announced in an Instagram video that he'd been diagnosed with coronavirus. In the caption, he wrote that, "I have been following all of the social distancing rules since last week. My symptoms started a few days ago. I was tested and just received my results today. For anyone out there that is hesitant to self-quarantine, please do yourself and your loved ones a favor and stay home. We will all beat this and come out stronger on the other side. I'll keep you posted. Love you all." In the video, Underwood shared a few words of encouragement and wisdom. So I guess the reason I'm sharing this is not to cause fear or panic, but to hopefully encourage you guys to stay home, do your part, take care of yourselves, take care of one another. The reality TV star also pointed out why everyone should take the virus seriously, regardless of how old they are.
I'm 28. I consider myself pretty healthy. I work out regularly. I eat healthy. And I became symptomatic a few days ago.
But despite his healthy lifestyle, Underwood claims that, "I can't even walk up a flight of stairs without being out of breath or going to the bathroom without having to sit down because I'm exhausted." Disgraced former movie producer Harvey Weinstein has also tested positive for the coronavirus. Officials told New York's Niagara Gazette that Weinstein was likely already positive for COVID-19 upon entering Wendy Correctional Facility after he was transferred from Rikers Island. As the Niagara Gazette reports, he is one of 2 Wendy inmates who have tested positive. Michael Powers, the president of the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association, couldn't give any details on the disgraced mogul's health, but he did make a point to say, "There is no better breeding ground for this virus than a closed environment, such as a correctional facility." According to Reuters, Weinstein's legal team wasn't notified of his diagnosis. Imran Ansari, a lawyer on Weinstein's defense team, said, "Given Mr. Weinstein's state of health, we are of course concerned if this is the case, and we are vigilantly monitoring the situation." The Oscar-winning producer is currently serving a 23-year sentence. On March 22, 2020, an announcement on Senator Rand Paul's official Twitter account revealed that the Kentucky Republican has been diagnosed with coronavirus. Paul's spokesperson tweeted in part, "He is feeling fine and is in quarantine. He is asymptomatic and was tested out of an abundance of caution due to his extensive travel and events. He was not aware of any direct contact with any infected person." Paul's diagnosis makes him the first sitting senator and third U.S. lawmaker to announce that they've tested positive for COVID-19. The previous week, Representative Mario Diaz-Balart and Representative Ben McAdams both revealed that they'd been diagnosed with the novel coronavirus. Paul had recently voted against an $8.3 billion emergency response coronavirus bill after his proposed amendment to the bill was turned down. On March 5th, he tweeted, "Earlier today, I said that while I support an all-hands-on-deck response to the coronavirus, we should cut out waste and take money from less urgent spending like what we waste overseas to put into that response effort. We have to start setting our own priorities." And as recently as March 5th, Paul had been skeptical that the novel coronavirus would spread through the United States.
I think we're still doing pretty well. And I'm hopeful that the numbers remain pretty small and that through sequestration or quarantine, we're able to actually stymie this disease.
On March 25th, 2020, it was announced that Prince Charles, the 71-year-old son of Queen Elizabeth II, has tested positive for coronavirus. The statement revealed that Prince Charles was self-isolating in Scotland and claimed that he has been displaying mild symptoms but otherwise remains in good health and has been working from home throughout the last few days as usual. The Prince of Wales' wife, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, has since tested negative for COVID-19. The statement revealed that the tests were administered by the NHS, the United Kingdom's publicly funded healthcare system, because they both met the criteria required for testing. It is not possible to ascertain from whom the prince caught the virus owing to the high number of engagements he carried out in his public role during recent weeks. Meanwhile, a statement from Buckingham Palace revealed that Her Majesty the Queen remains in good health. The Queen last saw the Prince of Wales briefly on the morning of the 12th of March, and she is following all the appropriate advice with regard to her welfare. On March 17th, a royal announcement stated that, as a sensible precaution and for practical reasons in the current circumstances, Her Majesty will move to Windsor Castle for the Easter period on Thursday, the 19th of March, 1 week earlier than planned. On March 27, 2020, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson revealed in a Twitter video that he'd tested positive for coronavirus, writing in the caption that, "I have developed mild symptoms and am now self-isolating, but I will continue to lead the government's response via video conference as we fight this virus. Together we will beat this." In the accompanying video, Johnson explains that he took a test after experiencing a fever and a persistent cough. He announced that he would be working from home for the foreseeable future.
Be in no doubt that I can continue, thanks to the wizardry of modern technology, to communicate with all my top team to lead the national fight back against coronavirus.
In the video, he goes on to thank the National Health Service and expresses gratitude to British citizens for doing their part to stop the spread of the virus. He strongly encourages everyone to take the recommended prevention measures, adding, "Thank you to everybody who's doing what I'm doing, working from home to stop the spread of the virus from household to household. That's the way we're going to win." On March 21st, 2020, Bon Jovi keyboardist David Bryan took to Instagram to announce that he'd tested positive for the coronavirus. In the caption, he writes that, "I just got back my results today. I've been sick for a week and feeling better each day. Please don't be afraid. I've been quarantined for a week and will for another week. And when I feel better, I'll get tested again to make sure I'm free of this nasty virus. Please help out each other. This will be over soon, with the help of every American." In addition to his work with Bon Jovi, Bryan has released 3 solo albums over the years. He also won 2 Tony Awards for his original score and orchestrations for the 2010 Broadway musical Memphis. During a live stream appearance on Oprah Winfrey's Apple TV Plus series Oprah Talks, Idris Elba's wife, the model Sabrina Dowra, revealed that she didn't take measures to avoid contracting the coronavirus. As she puts it, "Actually, I found out this morning, Oprah, that I tested positive. I'm not surprised as soon as I heard that Idris was potentially exposed." Here's how she explained why she didn't distance herself from Elba. "I was on my way anyway, and I wanted to be with him. I think that's an instinct as a wife. You just want to go and take care. We didn't change the way we interacted. I could have made a decision to put myself in a separate room or maybe stay away, and I'm sure people are making those decisions. I made the decision to want to be with him and still touch him." On March 23, 2020, Broadway actor Aaron Tveit announced on Instagram that he'd been diagnosed with coronavirus. The 36-year-old performer wrote, "I've been in quarantine since Broadway shows shut down on March 12th, and I'm feeling much better. I consider myself extremely lucky that my symptoms have been very mild, cold-like with no fever, as so many are experiencing much more serious symptoms." He goes on to say, "I want everyone to realize that this can affect anyone. And even if you aren't feeling sick or showing drastic symptoms, please take heed, stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see everyone at the theater again soon." On March 25, 2020, actress Laura Bell Bundy announced on Instagram that she'd tested positive for the coronavirus.
"Do not be alarmed. I am okay. I am taking everything in stride."
The actress also revealed that she'd been self-quarantining since March 12th. She claims she initially experienced mild symptoms like headaches and a sore throat, but a few days later, her symptoms grew more intense.
A few days after that, I had what I can only explain as a tightness in my chest and a shortness of breath.
Bundy also admitted, "Of course I'm scared. My husband also has symptoms. Our son is not showing symptoms. I highly encourage everybody to stay inside." Stressing the importance of social distancing and self-quarantining, she said, "My belief is that more people have this than they realize and could be carriers. I was tested, but many people can't get tested. My husband is not getting tested, so he's not going to be counted as someone who has this, even though he does." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
What's up, everyone? Yeah, it's true. My parents got coronavirus. Crazy. They're both down in Australia right now because my dad was shooting a movie down there.
Yeah, that's right. Chet Hanks, the man no one knew was even the son of A-list actor Tom Hanks, well, he revealed to the world that his father has been diagnosed with the coronavirus. That's along with his wife, Rita Wilson. Now, our thoughts and our prayers, they go to them and all of those affected. Now, this whole coronavirus thing, it's mind-blowing. It's one thing to see a number on the news, but then when you hear about celebrities we feel like we know already that they've contracted the virus, well, it brings it a lot closer to home, which isn't the point. You want to keep this thing as far away from you as possible. From the sporting world to influencers and A-list actors, it seems no one is safe. Now, people, they're going to extreme lengths to make sure that they don't catch the coronavirus. I saw a few videos circulating online, people doing public transportation, they're playing it really safe. Now, the coronavirus is made for some really interesting content online, and for those who just so happen to be coming down with the flu, well, it's really bad timing. They're being treated like lepers, and they're being put on quarantine.
It's just an upper respiratory infection and a high fever, it's nothing. I'm working on a
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Get all you motherfuckers!
That's my bad. No matter where you turn, you're going to be hearing a whole lot more about the coronavirus over the next couple weeks, so we decided that we would put a list together of the famous people who have already tested positive. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, and this list is in no particular order. Now, for those watching, please be safe. If you're feeling sick, stay home. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. All right, let's get into this list video. First up in the number 5 spot, we got Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks. Now, the pair, they're currently on Australia's Gold Coast in Queensland, where he's shooting a movie with director Baz Luhrmann about the life of Elvis Presley. Now, Hanks, he announced on social media on Thursday with the following post. "Hello folks, Rita and I are down here in Australia. We felt a bit tired and we had colds and some body aches. Reed had some chills that came and went, slight fevers too. To play things right, as is needed in the world right now, well, we were tested for the coronavirus and were found to be positive. Well, now what to do next? The medical officials have protocols that must be followed. We Hanks will be tested, observed, and isolated for as long as public health and safety requires. Not much more for it than a one day at a time approach. We'll keep the world posted and updated. Take care of yourselves, Hanks. Now with son Chet, he was quick to jump on the gram to share a message with a wider audience.
I just got off the phone with them. They both are fine. They're not even that sick. They're not worried about it. They're not tripping, but they're going through the necessary health precautions, obviously. But I don't think it's anything to be too worried about. I appreciate everyone's concern and the well wishes, but I think it's all going to be all right.
I like that guy Chet. He seems like a cool dude. I loved him on Shameless. Now, once the news reached the US that one of America's most beloved actors had tested positive for the virus, well, many other entertainers, they wanted to send good vibes to the couple. Marlon Wayans, he wrote on Hanks' Instagram, "You always gotta be first. First Emmy winner, first Oscar winner, first Hollywood coronavirus. That one was mine, damn it! Curses. Get well soon, brother." He also added, "I love you tremendously, praying for you and wifey. Always, my nizzle." Damn, Marlon, he wins Best Comment of the Year. We also saw Please Take Care from Reese Witherspoon and Sending Love from Jack Black. All right, next up in the number 4 spot, we got Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert? It's French. I hope that's how you say it. Now, of all the major sports, basketball is the most susceptible to the coronavirus due to the body-on-body contact. And over the course of a few possessions, well, it's likely that all 5 guys on one team will have some kind of physical brush with a player on the other team. Now, all 30 NBA teams can be connected in just 5 days. That's why as soon as it was announced that the Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert had tested positive, well, the league, they made the tough but obvious decision to suspend the season, which is crazy. I just went to a Leaf game and I'm lucky I did, because it's like the last sporting event that's going to happen in the foreseeable future. No video has since surfaced of Rudy touching all the microphones of reporters in the arena's media room before his official diagnosis. There's also a video of him touching the next player on our list. Coming in at number 3, we have Donovan Mitchell, who is the second NBA player to test positive. Now, following Rudy's diagnosis, the entire team and organization of the Utah Jazz, well, they were all tested, and Donovan, well, he was the only member who tested positive. So he probably really regrets that bit of brotherly love, you know what I mean? Now, Donovan, he has since spoken out where he stated, "Thanks to everyone who has been reaching out since hearing the news about my positive test. We are all learning more about the seriousness of the situation, and hopefully people can continue to educate themselves and realize that they need to behave responsibly, both for their own health and for the well-being of those around them. I appreciate the authorities in Oklahoma who were helpful with the testing process, and everyone from the Utah Jazz who have been so supportive. I'm going to keep following the advice of our medical staff and hope that we can all come together and be there for each other and our neighbors who need our help." With the suspension of the season, all other NBA players, they've been instructed to self-isolate themselves for the next 14 days. We're talking the NHL, the MLS, and plenty of other massive events like Coachella, they've all been put on hold. Seriously, this is like some historic stuff. All right, coming in the number 2 spot, we got Logan Paul's buddy, Mike Majlak. I believe that's how you say his name. I'm really trying here. I just don't know it. Now, in a recent vlog, Mike, he was coming down with a pretty serious chest cold.
Why are you getting this again?
Come closer.
Yeah, all right.
It's really just a chest cold.
Are you sure?
Upper respiratory blockage and a fever? What would I be so worried about? It's not like there's a global virus going around and those are the 2 core symptoms.
So this morning, I tried to prank Mike with plastic wrap when he walked outside of his room, but unfortunately it did not work.
Now, the timing to get a cold, it couldn't be any worse. And the Logan Paul household, well, it's a pretty big business. Everyone there, they need to be on their A game. So naturally, the team, they put their heads together and they decided to lock Mike up. That's right, they put him in quarantine. A makeshift one, but it looks like it's gonna work.
You're sick. Stay back.
Are you sure about that?
You are infected!
I mean, 14 days is a long time to be sitting in your room, so I hope at least they allow Lana Rhoades to pay him a visit. You know, it'd be tough to be away from your sweetheart. Maybe they can figure out some bubble boy situation. I don't know. All right, let's move on. All right, finally in the number 1 spot, I'm gonna talk about a dude who doesn't have the coronavirus, but he deserves to catch it after the stunt he pulled. Now, the headline, it reads, "Aspiring SoundCloud rapper charged after coronavirus stunt leads to plane grounding." Now his name is James Poddock, and he goes by the name of Poddock Felipe. Anyway, this dude, he was on a flight with 250 people. He was heading to Jamaica. Then he decided it would be a good idea to tell his fellow passengers, I just came back from the Hunan province, the capital of the coronavirus. I'm not feeling too well.
And I looked around. I saw the reception of the people. They didn't seem too happy about it. I don't blame them. And then I stopped recording and I sat back down.
Kids these days, Toronto kids especially, they'll be doing anything for clout. Now the flight, it was turned around and he was handed over to the police where he was charged with mischief. Now his goal was to have the video make it to 6Buzz. That's a popular Instagram page here in Toronto. That page has about 1.2 million followers. And I guess if he had a video on there, he'd get like 100,000 views, 200,000. People in Toronto would know who he was, but for all the wrong reasons. He literally wanted to be the Toronto chair girl, but he failed. Damn, this is crazy. I decided to look this dude up, and he's got around 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, just over 34,000 on Instagram, and 216 fans on SoundCloud. So it looks like he didn't get the boost in followers that he was hoping for. He did land himself on the local news, but even that wasn't a good look.
I was looking to create a video, yes, that would go viral. Yeah.
For what purpose, though, to go viral?
I'm an artist. Any publicity for myself is good publicity.
Now, there have been a ton of other influential people who have tested positive. This includes the Brazilian president, and he had someone in his cabinet who was in recent contact with Donald Trump. There's been 2 football players from Denmark, another 2 from Germany, 4 in Italy, and a Spanish basketball player at least. There's probably more. Again, our thoughts and our prayers, they go to everyone affected. Now, this is a very serious time. If you are feeling sick, please stay home. And if anyone has been affected by this, we wish you all the best. This is very scary, so be safe. My name is Michael McCrudden. You already know that. We make all sorts of videos here on this channel. Sometimes we'll do a top 5. We did do a before they were famous on the coronavirus. If you want to know more about it, check that video out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Boom! Boom! There you go.
As we continue to take heavy precautions and life drastically changes due to the coronavirus, more celebrities are sharing that they've tested positive for it in order to help slow its spread. 19-year-old singer Charlotte Lawrence broke the news on Instagram with this post begging her followers to stay inside and quarantine.
Guys that had corona to really stress the importance of self-quarantine and self-isolation.
After Idris Elba recently shared that he tested positive for COVID-19, his wife Sabrina told Oprah she now has it too.
I wanted to be with him. I think that's an instinct as a wife. You just want to go and take care. And you know, we didn't change the way we I could have made a decision to put myself maybe in a separate room or stay away, and I'm sure that people are making those decisions and are tough decisions to make, but I made the decision to want to be with him and, you know, still touch him.
Fellow actor Daniel Day Kim also tested positive.
And I guess it's nice to be mentioned in the same breath as Tom Hanks and Idris Elba, 2 of my favorite actors.
He was filming a new project in New York City, ironically playing a doctor who gets recruited to a hospital to help during a flu pandemic. When production stopped, Daniel flew back to his Hawaii home and went to a drive-through testing center in Honolulu.
I started noticing some scratchiness in my throat, which is unlike how I usually get sick.
Actress Debbie Mazar, who lives in Brooklyn, says she was caring for her daughters who had mild symptoms earlier this month, from which they recovered. 2 weeks later, she says she felt the same symptoms, but much worse. She has now tested positive for the virus. The Bachelor's Colton Underwood considers himself to be a healthy 28-year-old who works out and eats well. Diagnosed with the coronavirus, he bluntly describes how it's making him feel.
It's been kicking my just to put it very bluntly. The main thing is I can't even walk up a flight of stairs without being out of breath or go to the bathroom without having to sit down because I'm exhausted.
On Instagram, Andy Cohen shared this update, saying he's taking a break from his nightly Bravo show, Watch What Happens Live, since testing positive for COVID-19. Convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein has also tested positive for the coronavirus. He was diagnosed and quarantined just days after he was transferred to a maximum security prison in Buffalo, New York. He'd previously been located at New York City's Rikers Island, where a cluster of inmates there also have it. Republican Senator Rand Paul tested positive for the virus just days after his own father, Ron Paul, posted that he thinks the coronavirus is a hoax. Many are criticizing Rand because he's also a doctor and did not self-quarantine while awaiting his test results. Now, Senators Mitt Romney and Mike Lee of Utah are self-quarantined after coming into contact with Rand. Miami's Mayor Francis Suarez has been giving updates from his home since his diagnosis.
Okay, guys, this is day 5 since I've been diagnosed, day 6 since I've had the coronavirus. So I've been medicine-free for the last 2 days.
Kevin Durant was one of the 4 Brooklyn Nets players to test positive for the coronavirus. While he has been quiet on social media, his friend and former Golden State teammate Quinn Cook says Kevin is doing well and in good spirits. Facebook is where Placido Domingo let the world know that he has COVID-19. The 79-year-old says he is in self-quarantine with his family. It's the reminder that the virus does not discriminate. Remember to thoroughly wash your hands and stay at home, because Robert De Niro has got his eyeballs on you.
I'm watching you.
For InsideEdition.com, I'm Stephanie Officer.